So guys, given that it's Forbidden Door weekend and we're going to have a lot of things happen after Forbidden Door, we're going to react to a 2-year-old video. And I apologize it's old, but work with me here, guys. Don't go at me at the comments. But we're going to see WhatCulture Wrestling's video on the 10 best AEW matches ever done. Now, but to help the cause for WhatCulture, because I'm sure everyone will go crazy about it and say, that's not true. That's not the greatest match by AEW. I'm going to put it right here that WhatCulture did this video 2 years ago, but it's also the 10 best AEW matches ever according to the internet. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Right. Who wants to start a debate? Me too. It's fun. It creates chaos.
I would like to start a debate, but people are going to get mad when they don't, if people don't agree to their opinions. But anyway, continue.
But given the fact that AEW has become somewhat of a monster match factory as they smash out bangers every single week, I thought I would go to the internet to see what it deems to be the best of the best. I use Cage Match for the info, so make sure you check them out. And yeah, here's the 10 ultimate AEW matches.
Oh, he used Cage Match to rate this? Hopefully he did more than that, but okay.
According to some cats on the internet.
Number 10 is Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley at Revolution 2023.
Page versus Jon Moxley at AEW Revolution 2023. Scoring a whopping 9.28 out of 10.
Wow, 9.28.
Good. This was indeed the Texas Death Match. So let's not pretend these aren't popular in today's sports entertainment.
Oh, not the blood.
I think the real appeal of this is that AEW did exactly as advertised, because if you tuned in to watch Moxley and Page share a cup of tea, you were crazy. They acted like they wanted to kill each other. I mean, John stabbed Adam with a fork for a while, which I'm still not over, and the weapons kept on coming.
Oh, wow.
We got a barbed wire still.
Look at all these weapons, man.
Moxley so hard, some of his hair came out of his skull.
Oh, I do remember that.
The wire board also cut both guys up, and the finish was literally Page hanging Jonathan and trying to kill him.
Yeah, this match was crazy, guys. His hair did rip off with the barbed wire and everything. Wild.
If Moxley hadn't have tapped out, he would have...
Wildly violent.
Whatever that means. It's why the ending was so good, because Mox never gives up, and here he had no choice. He had been out-brutalized, to say the least. Totally see why this is here, even though, damn.
Wow.
Tough to watch, intentionally so. Number 9, Stadium Stampede at Double or Nothing 2020.
Oh, Stadium Stampede at in Double or Nothing 2020. This was the COVID era, guys.
You do when the chips are down. You do a massive brawl in a stadium that Tony Khan just so happens to own.
He did it at the Jacksonville Stadium.
Oh, man. AEW went back to the drawing board and decided to just let the Inner Circle and an extended version of the Elite brawl around the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, wow.
A big reason for this is because they just had fun too, especially with Hangman Page and Jake Hager just enjoying themselves, but there was a sense of fear as well. These maniacs were jumping off the football goalposts. You can't fake that. You want to call it all Elite Wrestling's version of sports?
You get an extra point for that, though.
I argue with you when it's just a joy to watch, and at the time was the perfect distraction.
And all the trash cans being thrown. That's freaking hilarious.
Hence the 9.28.
9.282? Damn. The internet loved these stampedes. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page, Full Gear 2021. Oh, that sounds great.
2021. Well, look who's back again. You tell me.
People love Hangman Page, it seems.
The dude never misses. This was especially good, though, because...
This is the weird black hair era of Kenny Omega, man. I wasn't a fan of this look of his. But besides that, guys, let me know, do you guys think, what would you rate from 1 to 10 Hangman Adam Page's matches? 1 being bad and 10 being great throughout his whole career in AEW so far. Let me know in the comments.
Ori was sublime. Omega and Page had gone through it all before they totally fell out, and the effects were so devastating, he became an anxious wreck. No recent memory has been this relatable. Kenny had also leveled back up during it all.
Yeah, look at this. This was during his heel era. He had a heel era. I don't know if he was trying to mimic Roman Reigns with this look. Look at this. He has black hair, black beard. Where's Roman Reigns? Yo, Roman, show up. Where's Roman? I got him right here. Look at this. You can't tell me he is not trying to match this right now. He's trying to match that energy right now. Look at this. Well, this is an empty tab. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Don't tell me he's not trying to mimic this right now. Tribal chief status over here. Come on.
Some AEW World title reign while also becoming public enemy number 1, so we had drawn the battle lines wonderfully. We had our good guy, we had our bad guy, and every fan bought in as intended. We also sold this like Omega was on his last legs after hard, which was looking to the future, but ultimately we kept it simple. We all wanted the Hangman to get his moment, and he did. Became the champ. It was great. I don't think these two can actually have a bad match.
No, they can't.
Here may be difficult. And Adam was just screaming, "Is that all you've got, Mother Hubbard?" But spoiler.
No, he didn't.
Say Hubbard, 9.29.
And 0.29 higher. A 0.29 higher. And it was a good match. I mean, you can't. Kenny Omega will show up and do the best for you, and so will Hangman Adam Page. It's just a matter of booking them the right way. You know, they will. The AEW wrestlers will give them their all. At least the good ones will. You don't have to worry about them. It's just making sure it's booked correctly, it's booked right, and it's booked smart in general. Anyway, the next one is number 7, Cody versus Dustin Rhodes, Double or Nothing. That's the very first Double or Nothing. This was a great match.
Dustin.
I remember watching this one.
2019. So good it also got a 5-star rating in the Wrestling Observer.
5-star.
Rates it at 9.42 out of 10.
9.42, nice.
The match that Cody and Dustin always wanted to have in WWE. It actually served them better to do it in AEW because the extra freedom they had made it
the natural.
I mean, the blood, man.
Wow.
Dustin.
By the way, the promos they had the
so much of the red
the elite promos between these two
all tied in
to set up this match, and I enjoyed Dustin doing his promos. It was a
Cody
fresh
also
take,
played his part perfectly as he struck
or
the line between
an unseen take for a while beyond the Goldust moniker.
Under what we were trying to do.
Oh, look, it's Oral Hebner.
You as well, and remind you that wrestling can feel very real, even if we know the deal.
It was a good match. I would highly recommend it for anyone that hasn't watched anything AEW yet. Oh, look who's back. It's Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson on Dynamite on January 5th, 2022.
And Page versus Bryan Danielson at the January 5th, 2022 AEW Dynamite. Well, he returns once more.
That's 3 in this list so far, Adam Page.
Getting a whopping 9.44 out of
wow.
Cage match. The second clash between the Cowboy and Danielson is so damn good because they do not waste 1 second.
No.
The whole thing had been thought through like crazy. The idea was Bryan had decided to ruin this man and systematically take his arm apart until his own madness became his undoing. When he was trying to apply the label lock, he couldn't because Adam was covered in so much blood.
Oh, wow.
Trying to apply a submission to a seal. They did pretty well. It allowed Hangman to escape before he dug deep to fire back with his entire arsenal and win, but you know the deal. Nobody actually lost because it was just too good. We all walked off amazed that
people ate with that match.
TV, I tell you, we have been spoiled. It was also part of this Bryan Danielson run where he just kept getting better and better, and look where we are today. Many people are now saying he is one of the greatest workers ever.
Daniel Bryan will go down in the books as one of the greatest. If WWE doesn't put him in the Hall of Fame, I hope AEW decides to make a Hall of Fame somewhere and maybe do a one-up on WWE by actually having a physical building. And I honestly think the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, I think there's one in America somewhere. They should definitely have Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan as a Hall of Fame number in there, you know?
I'm going to get an argument from me. Number 5, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha.
The Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros at All Out 2021 is your number 5.
Brothers at All Out 2021. Getting a 9.50 rate.
Wow, 9.5.
Page. Many have called this one of the best tag team matches ever.
Wow.
The reason why the arrival of AEW has been so important, because the Young Bucks were pivotal to its existence and therefore they were always going to push tag wrestling. It's been a while since that was a real thing in mainstream American wrestling. Both teams also used the cage as intended because every single smash against the mesh was treated like death when we got to the counters towards the end. They are quite frankly ridiculous, and in many ways they make no sense. You also get the thumbtack sneaker attack from Matt Jackson.
Oh yeah, he brought thumbtack sneakers.
And the emotion they drew.
That was crazy. You see that? Did you see that, by the way? Look at the amount of thumbtacks they glued on that damn sneaker. That is crazy. They set that up for a spot. Young Bucks, man. Crazy.
There was no story here. It really made the ending even more impactful because it was the Luchas who won the belts and went on to become the champions, and that had to happen. They had fought so damn hard. I have a feeling you could get to the year 2042 and go back to this and still get something out of it.
Yeah.
This is an all-time classic. Number 4, Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page returns one more time against Bryan Danielson for the Dynamite Winners Coming special in 2021.
Versus Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming. 9.54, my friend.
Wow. Are we getting... Is number 1 actually 10?
Kicking off Hangman's world title reign with a bang, the Cowboy and Bryan got into it, and it was just magic. I suppose we've already talked about this, but that just underlines it. All their matches are in this list. We went old school here too, as it was an Iron Man match that ended in a draw. And once again, don't forget that this was on free television. So you just got 60 minutes.
You often forget what the Lucha Bros did in AEW, Chef Michael. Yeah, it was in the early era of AEW that they did more. Eventually, you know the deal. Some people joke about it on the IWC is that some people get relegated to what they call it, the catering. So that's what happened to them. But in the early days of AEW, even in All Out, the original OG All Out before it was AEW, they were doing great.
As ever, Danielson was just
how's it going, Chef Michael? Welcome in, guys.
Constantly negated Page. He may be the ultimate babyface.
Oh, you didn't watch early AEW? Gotcha.
This contest, which
but still.
Okay. The pacing of the match and story seemed to have been planned to tie in with the commercial.
Yo, Hangman has been in like 4 or 5 of these so far. It's like all... Is WhatCulture favoring Hangman Adam Page? He does great matches, but damn.
3, Kenny Omega versus...
Oh, here we go. Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson and Grand Slam 2021. This was a good match. And yeah, I think Kenny Omega was still heel in this one.
Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2020.
Was this Blackbeard Kenny Omega? Yep, Blackbeard Kenny Omega.
All Omega and Danielson did is look at each other and Arthur Ashe Stadium went crazy.
Yo, Arthur Ashe. Shout out to the New Yorkers that went to that event.
Time because, yep, this was a dream match.
Yeah, it was.
To ever do it fighting in front of 20,000 people. We were thinking long term as well because it went 30 minutes with nobody getting the victory. And the last second counters here. I don't get how they timed everything so well, and that never Bryan didn't care despite being once forced into retirement.
What's going on?
This guy wrecked himself. I suppose you could throw Omega.
Blackbeard, Kenny Omega, a la Roman Reigns tribal chief. Acknowledge me. There you go. Not trying to make fun of him, but like, come on, guys. It's pretty there. Anyway.
Into that bubble as well, because down the line he was going to have to take time off too to rehab his injuries, but this is why they're among the best. They never give anything less than everything.
They gave their everything in that match. Crazy.
MJF versus Bryan Danielson.
If you guys have HBO Max and you can go back to 2021, definitely watch the Grand Slam episode of Dynamite. All right, then that's number 2. We're down to the last 2. MJF versus Bryan Danielson for Revolution 2023.
AEW Revolution 2023. I am glad that MJF gets in this list, because that dude doesn't get his due. Yes, we know he can talk and has the sports entertainment side of the industry down.
This is early hair, MJF, man. A little spiky little hair.
Just forget that because he doesn't compete week in, week out, but that just means he's a smart dude. We've discussed Danielson throughout this video and he's just all time. So when these two had an Iron Man match for the AEW title, well, he got a
9.63. I mean, MJF can't do no wrong when it comes to AEW.
Because my word, everything from the pacing to the brutality is on point, and Bryan went and did it again. MJF didn't lose as he only just won the championship, but what if he did lose? He has this power. The extra few minutes at the end are also just perfect violent theater.
Damn, they went all out in this match.
Made for great storytelling. If anybody wants to...
Look at that. Look at this level.
Truly special.
Oh,
but even then, will this one be diminished? Absolutely not. Number 1, Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus...
Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus the Young Bucks at Revolution 2020.
The Young Bucks at AEW Revolution 2020. It does seem fitting that at the moment these guys would top this list because they are AEW. Not sure it ever exists without them, and when they met after weeks of turmoil, they just pulled it out the bag. The fact that a tag team match...
This was before the pandemic started. This was probably the last PLE they did.
And for 30 or so minutes,
in public.
Just craft wrestling, Stormer, and
Look at that.
into one excellent fight. They also circumvent the usual heel-face dynamic because every character had a different and unique reason to win this thing. And you also have the underpinning issues that this was the Elite, and they weren't really a proper unit anymore. The Omega Hangman dynamic was also being pulled apart, and the Young Bucks were just on fire.
Look at this, man. The Young Bucks, man.
Taken 2-on-2 grappling, brought it back to the forefront. If nothing else, it's just
they're the only new, I think them and Kenny Omega are the only New Japan Pro wrestlers that got a Funko Pop done for them.
Are there any other AEW matches
this was great.
Often shouting, well, why didn't Cage Match rate that higher? Well, you can talk about them in the comments below. Before you like the video, share the video, smash that subscribe button. You can also read more stuff like this at WhatCulture.com.
Now, obviously, compared to yesterday's list, I can't really agree or disagree because I barely watched some of I didn't even watch half of these AEW matches, so I would have to, like, this became more like a something to look into in the future. So anyway, do you guys agree with the list, or do you think they missed some matches? And remember, this was a list produced 2 years ago. Let me know in the comments, and as always, if the T hit right, hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.